So everybody's saying we're in a new bear market. Funny thing is, I think we've been in a bear market since the Trump pump, right? The whole tariff fiasco. We saw bear market levels be reached like in April and so on. We had a recovery and so on. We had a few good months here and there, but you know, a bear market is 20% decline from its previous all-time high. That's what supposedly what a bear market is. We've had some good pumps here and there. I've had some good pumps with some of my tokens, right? I know how to choose them, and some of the alts have, but most of them have not, right? Most of them have not, especially meme coins, right? The last real pump was with the Trump coin, like in the first week of January, more or less. We had Toshi reach 800 million in the second week of January, and then I did a quick 11x with Dog and Me in March when it was listed on Coinbase, but it was only 100 million market cap, right? It wasn't much. Memes have been totally dead. Like, all my memes are totally dead. I mean, like, I recently had some good pumps with Midas. Midas did a 7x. I got in at 1 million and went to 7 million, right? But that's nothing. That's like nothing. That's peanuts. That's absolutely nothing. So things have been really bearish, and right now we're hoping for some really good news. We're hoping for an interest rate cut we may or may not get in December. So at this particular moment, we're dealing with a situation where the market has very, very low liquidity, very, very low liquidity. I just heard yesterday that the banks had an emergency meeting with the Fed governors or something like that to talk about liquidity. So I think the Fed is going to provide some relief very soon, right? We're going to get that NN to QT in December, and hopefully get that interest rate cut. But I mean, that's exactly what we need. I mean, we need to get that liquidity flowing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help with this TA stuff. It really doesn't help that you know, I don't know what's going to happen right now. Right now I'm about 6 or 7 hours at the time of recording this prior to the weekly close of Bitcoin. But TA, according to TA and 4-year cycle zombies and folks like that we're gonna descend into the depths of the bear market of the crypto winter if we close below the 50-week moving average. For Bitcoin closes below the 50-week moving average, and because of that stance, or whatever you want to call it, that belief, you know, that hardcore belief, people are going to dump. They're going to cause that dump. And I talked about this yesterday. This happened. This is what, in my belief, now that I started to think about it, the belief that the pi cycle top indicator indicates that the cycle top is what actually caused the double top of the previous cycle in 2021. The pi cycle top indicator was reached in April, and then from there everybody dumped because they said, okay, it's the end of the cycle. But there was way too much liquidity in the markets, and as you know, a few months later things started to pump again. You know, we reached that second top, the real top of the cycle, which was like 68, 69K last cycle. So now we're going to experience that all over again, right? Bitcoin is going to close below the 50-week moving average, and that's going to indicate that we are in the bear market, and everybody is going to dump because of that, because they're going to want to get out before all their tokens, all their coins lose value, and they're going to dump. And I don't think it's going to last very long. I don't think it's going to last like 6 months, or I guess it was like a good 2 to 3 months while things were descending in 2021, like following that April top, and then after 2 to 3 months it started to pump again, and then we reached the top in November. But I think that's going to happen much faster than that. I think we're probably going to go down. You know, if we drop below 92K, I mean, we could fall all the way down to like 80 or 70 or something like that, right? But I think it's going to be a nice, swift, fast recovery, especially especially if we get that interest rate cut in the first week of December. And then, if the Fed is going to provide relief because the banks are screaming for liquidity and all this stuff like that that's going on right now, the insane lack of liquidity in the market, then things are just going to shoot upwards like really fast. It's not going to take 2 or 3 months. I mean, if everything works according to plan, I wouldn't imagine it takes more than 2 to 3 weeks, right? But we'll see. It could be wrong, and it will take like 2 to 3 days, right? But we'll see. I think it's now is not the time to panic. I know we're in like extreme fear of like 16 or something like that, like extremely low. Last time I checked, extreme fear. That's crazy. That's crazy to be in extreme fear when you're just about to have a run up, a bull market run up, right? Or if you haven't had the bull market run up yet, to be at 16 in extreme fear, that's crazy. I think we all need to hang in there and do what you got to do. If you feel the need to dump some of your bags to get out before it dumps anymore, that's up to you. This is not financial advice. I'm not advising you financially in any way. I did that with a few coins here and there, a few of my tokens, a few of my low conviction tokens, and I also shaved off like 5% of some of my high conviction tokens, like just a couple of them, because I got a lot of them. There's a couple here and there, just for the hell of it, in case we go down like later tonight and tomorrow and so on, and go down like really, really hard. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I'm planning on doing. So. And hang in there, guys. Hang in there. I'll catch you guys later.